for movie chats. Movie chats.
Hi everyone, it's Ann today without Ryan for this one, just because I went to the cinema and I saw Project Hail Mary starring Ryan Gosling and directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, 2026 science fiction movie adapted from the book with the same name. I read the book. I read it a few months ago before the movie was released. It became my favorite book of all time. I absolutely loved it. This review is going to contain some spoilers. So if you don't want it to be spoiled, just go watch the movie and then you can come back to it. If you don't care about hearing the spoilers, stay with me. And I will give you my take on what I thought of the movie compared to the book, just as a general thing. So is it a faithful adaptation? Mostly yes. Is it a good adaptation? Yes, definitely it is a good adaptation of the book. What I really like is that they are using a different medium. So obviously they are using a movie as opposed to a book. A book is using a lot of words to tell a story. A movie has a visual element, and they really take advantage of having that. And this is a case of show, don't tell in a lot of cases, or what is in a book. Words are being used just to describe a situation because it's a different medium and they are using that to the fullest. So I really appreciated that. And boy, God, it is a visually dazzling movie. The colors are absolutely beautiful. It's very epic looking. The camera work as well, the angles that they are taking, it almost looks like it's weightless, like there is no up and down, like you're in space. I really like that. It's not the first movie doing that, but it does it very well, and I really enjoyed that. The book was also very sciencey. It was hard fiction, hard science fiction, so it's really rooted in science. And I am a nerd and I love these kind of things, but I understand that maybe it makes the book a bit less accessible for people that are a bit less into science, which is, it's not my thing. The movie, it simplified the science enough for it to be palatable for the audience. And I like that as well. I think when you want to broaden your audience, it may not be a bad bet to not keeping it too geeky and too nerdy. I think as well the book is a very pretty meaty book, and it's a meaty film. It's almost 3 hours long, but I have to say that yes, they cut a few things in there, but I think they did that in a very, very smart way. The pacing of the movie is great. You're not bored for 1 second, but it doesn't mean that they are really rushing through it. Sometimes what they need to take the time to pause for a moment or for something to sink in, they do it, and they do it very well. The pacing in this movie is awesome to tell a story. For a 3-hour movie, you don't see it pass by. I think when you compare to the book, it really captures the suspense, the action, especially there is a scene when they are going to a planet called Adrian and they need to grab a sample. They're doing that in a crazy way. And in the book, this scene is very gripping, and to see it on the screen, they nailed it. It's absolutely epic and awesome and riveting. They capture the humor of the book as well. Actually, the book has quite a bit of humor. I think they capture that very well as well. I really appreciate that. The friendship between Rocky and Grace, I think they did a great job as well. This is one of the strongest points of the book, is this friendship between Grace and this alien Rocky. And I think they really capture that well in the movie as well. You really believe that those are just becoming friends and supporting each other. Obviously, in the book, they have a bit more time to develop that a lot, but I think they really were truthful to the book, how they translated that to the screen. So I really like that. If I had one nitpick where I think maybe it falls a bit short from the book, is the emotion of it. And the film is not terrible at it, but the book, it's only words, and I thought it was quite charged with emotion. There are 2 scenes, especially the scene where they say goodbye to each other, and when it ends and Grace ends up living on Rocky's planet, Irid, I was quite emotional when I read that. It brought me to tears. In the movie, it didn't really do that. The payoff was not as strong. I don't think it was intended to be, though I think they wanted it to be, because this is where they weren't a bit too heavy on the music to try and force an emotion, which are like, I'm not 100% there. It's a nitpick. It doesn't spoil it in any way, shape, or form. It's fine. But that was a nitpick, and I think on that the book is far superior to the movie. But that being said, talking of the music, I think the sound editing in this movie, when it works, it really works. It's very good. When it comes to, especially the silences, for some reason, I mean, the music is not bad, but the silences, when they use it very well to immerse you in that world and the action and what is going on. So when it works, it works. Another very small nitpick as well that I had is about how Grace ends up being on this mission because he's not an astronaut and he doesn't want to go. So in the movie, he goes because the scientist that is supposed to go dies 3 days before the launch and they can't afford to delay the launch to train somebody else. And Grace is the one that has all the knowledge and he needs to go. It's not bad that it's simplified it this way. In the book, because it's so far away, they need to be induced in a coma, and people usually don't wake up from such a long induced coma unless they have a certain pair of genes, and not a lot of people actually have those genes in them, but Grace is one of them, which makes it a bit of a double whammy in the book that not only you need to have all the knowledge when it comes to the science of this new species of astrophage, but also you need to have those genes. And this is why Grace is pretty much the only choice. And I think it's a bit longer. It takes a bit more explaining, but I think it's stronger in the book in the way that, okay, well, this guy actually, they had no choice. It had to be him. I think that's all I wanted to say about the movie. So I go into scoring it. I will give it a 4.5 out of 5. I think it's a great movie. I think it's visually beautiful. I think it's well paced, well acted. Is it as good as the book? I would say no, but it's very close. I'm very biased because I think the book is near perfect, but it's very close to it. And they use the medium of film to take this story and make something different and communicate the story through this different medium. And I really respect that and I really enjoyed it. So here you go. Thank you for listening. I don't know if you read the book or if you have seen the movie or if you've done both, but I would like to hear your take on it. So you can drop it in the comments. Give us a subscribe, give us a like. It always helps with the algorithm. And stay tuned for the next episode. Bye.